Hello, my name is Kevin Hawks, and I am so glad that I'm part of the Book Bash. And I'm really happy to be able to see you virtually and read to you a book which is one of my favorites. There's a Dinosaur on the 13th Floor by Wade Bradford. Illustrated by Kevin Hawks. That's me. When we open the book, we see a music hall and some other buildings and a taxi going along at nighttime in the city. And here is the Sharemore Hotel. The taxi's stopped and there's a little figure getting out down here and going inside. There's a Dinosaur on the 13th Floor by Wade Bradford, illustrated by Kevin Hawks, published by Candlewick Press. "Welcome to the Sharemore Hotel," said the bellhop. "You must be Mr. Snore. Let me show you to your room." "The sooner the better," said Mr. Snore. "I am very sleepy." There's Mr. Snore. "Here you are," said the bellhop. "Room 104. Sweet dreams, Mr. Snore." Mr. Snore thanked the bellhop, got ready for bed, crawled under the covers and switched off the light. But as he was about to lay his head upon the pillow, he heard a squeaking sound. Uh-oh. "Hello? Front desk? This is Mr. Snore in room 104. Somebody is sleeping on my pillow." "Yes, that would be the mouse," said the bellhop. "I believe he's had a very long day." "So have I," grumbled Mr. Snore, "and I do not wish to share a room with a mouse." So the bellhop led Mr. Snore to a room on the 2nd floor. "Sleep tight, Mr. Snore." Mr. Snore crawled into bed and switched off the light. But just as he was falling asleep, he felt a rush of cold air. Oh dear. Mr. Snore called the front desk again. "Someone is hogging all the covers." "That would be the pig," said the bellhop. "Shall I bring you another blanket?" "No," Mr. Snore fumed. "I want another room." So the bellhop took Mr. Snore to the 3rd floor, where there were no pigs or mice to be found. Mr. Snore kicked off his slippers, crawled into bed, and was just about to close his eyes when drip, drip, drip. Something's dripping on his nose. "Sorry about the leaky ceiling," the bellhop said as Mr. Snore marched past the ocean view on the 4th floor. And here you can see that there's a dolphin and some fish and octopus in there. "This time," declared Mr. Snore, "I will find my own room." And he found one on the 5th floor. "I don't think you will like this room," whispered the bellhop, "unless, of course, you are fond of spiders," cried Mr. Snore. "Quick," said the bellhop, "to the elevator." "How do you feel about bees?" asked the bellhop. "The same way I feel about spiders," said Mr. Snore. "Please skip the 6th floor." The 7th floor was too hot. The 8th floor was too cold. The 9th floor was just... "Giraffes!" cried Mr. Snore. The bellhop smiled. "Would you care to guess what's on the 10th floor?" On the 10th floor, they found hamsters. "Where are the rest of the giraffes?" asked Mr. Snore. "On the 11th floor," said the bellhop. "Then I will stay on the 12th," said Mr. Snore. So here's all these hamsters doing things that you might do in a hotel, exercising, swimming, reading, watching television, and we can see the giraffes' necks going up behind right there. So they went to the 12th floor. "Hey, it's empty," said Mr. Snore. "No one ever stays here," explained the bellhop. "Perfect," said Mr. Snore, and he lay down and shut his eyes. It does tend to get a bit noisy, the bellhop warned, but Mr. Snore was already fast asleep. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Gurgle, gurgle. Swish, swish. I have to turn that page. Mr. Snore rang the front desk. I cannot sleep with all this noise. I'm going to find a room on the 13th floor. Oh, dear no, said the bellhop. On the 13th floor there is a click. Mr. Snore did not wait to hear the bellhop's warning. He went up to the 13th floor. There were no mice, no pigs, no penguins, no snakes, no spiders, no dolphins, no bees, and no giraffes. Not even a hint of a hamster. Nothing but a giant room with a giant bed and a giant pillow. I do hope Mr. Snore will be all right, said the bellhop. Ring went the phone at the front desk of the Shermore Hotel. Hello? This is the Dinosaur on the 13th floor. Somebody is sleeping on my pillow. The bellhop sighed. That would be Mr. Snore, he said. He's had a very long day. And then we turn the page, and we see the dinosaur with his big bunny slippers asleep in the lobby. And everyone else is too. And the last thing we see as we close the book is the Shermore Hotel, and all the lights are out and everyone is asleep. Sleep tight, Mr. Snore. So I want to do a little drawing for you. When I was thinking of the character Mr. Snore, I realized after a few tries that Mr. Snore wasn't just someone with a big nose. He was a big nose. So I just drew, as best I could, a nose. And I put some hair on it. And I had him wearing a little bow tie and a tuxedo shirt and a little jacket with tails, like a tuxedo jacket might have. Here he is in a little tuxedo suit. And a small body compared to his nose. So I liked how that looked. Here's his glasses, his ears, and of course, his mustache. And there was a violin. I imagined Mr. Snore to be a concert violinist. So he has a little violin case. And you'll notice that all through the book, Mr. Snore has this violin case, but he doesn't ever play. Well, I just finished the artwork for another book featuring Mr. Snore, also written by Wade Bradford, entitled There's a Dodo on the Wedding Cake. And in this book, this next book, Mr. Snore definitely plays his violin. So that's going to be fun for you to see. And I hope you have a great time reading as many books as you can this year. Thank you.